Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And the media is here to tell you that Star Wars' biggest problem is the fans, the Star Wars fans.
Oh, but only the fans in quotes.
Only the fans in quotes, yes, the ones that don't agree with Disney Star Wars. This is starting to feel like 2017 all over again on so many levels. So we're gonna talk about this. I think Geeky is actually gonna lead this video. She's a lot more fired up than I am. I'm just like, when is this nonsense going to end?
It's never gonna end because they don't want it to end.
Well, that's just it. I don't think these outlets actually want the fans to stop complaining, because then they can't write a bunch of articles about the fans complaining.
Yes. And this article is especially funny to me because it's like every stinking talking point reiterated again, packaged in a different package. Another ValNet site, which we talked about yesterday, it's Collider this time, and Collider and CBR, both ValNet sites, are in lockstep on this one. So before we get into any further.
Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so you can lead this one.
I will.
I saw this on Twitter making the rounds, and I'm just like, God, here we go. I mean, they are ecstatic. I think they're extending their lightsabers in their pants because of this, because this is basically The Last Jedi all over again, and they get to write all these hit pieces on Star Wars fans, and they didn't really have a lot going on when either Disney was doing it right, like with The Mandalorian at the beginning, or when people just started to walk away from Star Wars and they just completely checked out. But now that everybody is up in arms about the Acolyte, now they're like, hot damn, we're back in business.
Now it's time to just hurl the same darn accusations, insults we've been saving up, and just going to bring them back out. There's the zombie insults are back. So here we go. Yes, this one is Cameron Barnett. Star Wars' biggest problem is the fans, says Cameron. The internet has never made it easy for people to speak their minds. Convenience of digital connection aside, there have always been online trolls and toxic comments. Okay, I want to start by saying, I'm so flippin' sick of this, because for years, if you didn't like Disney Star Wars, and it wasn't this way before so much, but if you didn't like Disney Star Wars, you got called every name under the sun. You got told you were against diversity, inclusion. You hate black people. You hate Asian people. You hate women, etc., etc., etc. It's ridiculous, and we always keep hearing it, and it's been since, The Force Awakens and all that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that before, just since then. And you get dogpiled if you don't like something, you say you don't like it. And now they're trying to say, oh my God, guys, it's not fair, because if you like it, you get harassed by toxic trolls. Well, what do you think it was? What were you calling it for the years? The people who didn't like it got harassed. The difference is people will scroll right by, but I think the reason people are giving it back to you is because they're tired of your shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're tired of it, so they're giving it back to you. It's not too nice, is it? Doesn't feel too good, does it? Karma's a bitch. Cameron?
We had several years where it was a very one-sided relationship, where the media basically told you that you're a horrible person, and now that there are YouTubers and social media platforms like X that you're allowed to express your opinion freely, how very dare you? How very dare you?
Trolls and toxic comments ready to pounce on anyone who dares to bear their authentic self.
Their authentic.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Cameron? Did you get called a cunt in Spanish by a dude who tried to tell you you were an internalized misogynist and he wasn't a misogynist, Cameron? Oh, I don't think you did. But please do explain to me how it's only the people who like Star Wars that get harassed. Please, Cameron, by all means, tell me. How is that so? Anyway. Cameron. Anyway, so they're like...
Anyway, is he real or is he a bot?
I don't know. So now the new round of controversies and unfounded criticisms. Here's the problem, Cameron. Just sit down and I'll explain it to you, okay? The problem is, Cameron, that there have been a lot of founded criticisms directed at Star Wars. A lot of good reasons people don't like things. But every time they say they don't like something, it's because they're a bigot or a troll, and any criticism they have that's even valid is dismissed automatically with this shield of diversity, where you're an istophobe, so all your criticism just bounces off. I'm tired of hearing that that constructive criticism and fair criticism is valid, and that you listen to it, but the trolls hate it because they're not. There is tons of constructive and valid criticism, tons of it. And you know what happens when someone levies something that's actual criticism? They still get called a istophobe and dismissed. Cameron.
An angel gets their wings.
I'm tired of this. There's criticism that isn't what we say is criticism. It's this unfounded criticism. No. And how old are you, Cameron? I'm betting you're some 20-something person who wasn't even around.
Okay, they earned a BA in English and creative writing from the university.
But they worked as an editor. But Cameron doesn't look old enough to have been around when this is going on.
Working since May of 2024.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry. May of 2024. Started working for Collider.
Oh, Collider. But I don't know what they've done before.
That's it. That's Cameron's experience.
Industry experience. Shocker. Cameron here doesn't know his ass from the hole. Their
multiple
ass from a hole in the ground.
Multiple asses.
They don't know. Sorry, Cameron. Doesn't know their ass from a hole in the ground. And they were just recently around for this stuff. Wasn't around when this all went down. But they're going to tell everyone about how Star Wars has always been from their perspective. Sit and spin, Cameron.
Here's the thing.
Look it up. This might be a little bit old for you to understand.
Oh, my God. Sit and spin. Yeah, I had one of those.
No, I'm talking about this sit and spin.
Oh, okay. I saw that. I don't. Do these people actually believe what they write? Do they actually believe what they write?
Is Cameron a real person?
Or is it just like, what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting here like, I don't know anymore. I really, truly don't.
I'll start saying, to be fair, Cameron or AI.
That's it. I don't know.
You can't tell.
Because this is a Valnet site, and they keep in lockstep. They own several outlets, and what they do is like one outlet will write a story and then they'll all follow suit because they're using, I'll tell you, this is 100% true because those tools are available. They're using AI to determine which is most likely to get picked up in the news.
Probably. But back to Cameron here.
Back to Cameron.
For decades. Which decades, Cameron? The couple that you've been around for? Viewers have been relentlessly attacking Star Wars performers and creators. When, Cameron? Before Disney Star Wars, some people didn't like the prequels, but it didn't go down the way that Cameron tries to talk about how it went down, because Cameron wasn't probably there.
No, Cameron, I believe, said that they fell in love with Star Wars or the Clone Wars. I'm like, well, no, I was actually there. I actually took a day off of work to camp out in the parking lot to get tickets, and then I took another day off of work.
This is back when you had to wait in line to get tickets, Cameron.
Yeah.
Mind blown, right?
Mind blown. I had to actually wait. There weren't
cell phones like there are now either. And the internet once upon a time was dial-up.
And I got tickets for me and my friends, and I took a day off of work to get tickets for Star Wars, and then we took another day off of work to wait in line so we could sit in the front row, and I could look up Obi-Wan's nostrils. And that was a night to remember. And it was how they're spinning the prequel backlash is very different than how it actually went down.
Into it.
Okay.
Yes, I also waited in line for an entire day outside with my friend who was a girl and a bunch of men wanting to go watch Star Wars. And you know what? I was welcomed, and they were thrilled to death that I was there. Anyway, but Cameron's going to tell us about how it is. The renewed push against shows like The Acolyte demonstrate the venom in which this particular set of audience members scrutinize. You mean the old school fans, Cameron? Okay. So you can't say anything positive. Vitriol, its persistent voices have subsequently spread throughout the internet, making it feel impossible to say anything positive about Star Wars without turning every discussion into a heated debate. Cameron, this is what it's been like for people who don't like the Disney Star Wars movies since The Force Awakens.
This is what it's been like since nerddom ever happened. Like it's. But
even then, you could still agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Now you can't. Like, if you don't like it, you got like roasted because all your criticisms were invalid. But any criticism that Cameron would have would of course be valid because they're a fan.
Okay,
we're just fans in quotes, even though they named the fucking character after me.
There is, yeah, that's it's not a fucking
Look it up,
character.
Cameron. KMBREA, Cameron.
So, look, the biggest difference is, I think, the media getting involved, because back in the day, they, for the most part, didn't pay attention to us. We didn't
have the internet.
Right. And I think that definitely changed things. But yeah, there was discussion even before Disney, like, and it's not about saying something nice. Like, you know what? A lot of Star Wars fans, even jaded old school fans like myself, came back for The Mandalorian. And
it's true. And you weren't going to watch anymore.
No, I wasn't. And it took me a couple episodes to finally come around, a couple weeks to finally come around, just like Picard season 3. And it came around. I was like, oh yeah. Then they shot themselves in the foot with that. But like, the media, they want the outrage. You want the outrage, because when things were good, when it was like, yeah, Mando's doing okay. It's you know, people like it. They like Grogu. It's going all right. Well, that's not good for clicks. No, it has to be all the bigots and the misogynists. And then hot damn, we had the Gina Carano situation break. And then, you know, all the outlets were like, oh, that bitch.
I guess that all the political talk isn't enough for them, because now everybody's pissed at Biden. So, I mean, you gotta get clicks somewhere. So I love this. The unacceptable abuse that Star Wars prequel era actors like Ahmed Best received in the late 90s and 2000s, well documented. Cameron wasn't there. Cameron didn't like the stuff till Clone Wars. So Cameron's about the same age as our kids.
Yes. Let me tell you, Cameron, what actually happened when the prequels dropped, when the Phantom Menace came out. The first week or two, I remembered, I was on a lot of the forums and talking to people who saw it. People were mostly positive. They were like, yeah, it was a little weird having a lot of kids in Star Wars, but you know, it was pretty good. The special effects were good. Jar Jar was kind of annoying, but people didn't absolutely hate him until the media started with the narrative. Like, Jar Jar Binks is a racial stereotype, and the Trade Federation guys are you know, racist, and this is racist, and that's racist, and then people started to stop and think more, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe it wasn't as good as I thought it was.
Well, then they're going, oh yes. And then that this has all been well documented. And since then, negative Star Wars voices have only been amplified by the mainstream spread of social media. Right. Because here's, Cameron, maybe a possible, you know, reason for this that makes a lot of sense. And there's why it's gotten worse and worse and worse as we progressed, is because Disney Star Wars is shit. You know, maybe there's a lot of negative voices because either the stuff's been dog crap for the most part, or people got tired of people like you, Cameron, harassing them constantly, calling them istophobes. Same talking points we're going to go through, half of which Cameron wasn't even probably around for. They got tired of little new green journalists like you coming along and telling them what's what when you didn't even know yourself. And they got sick of it. So now they're just turning Star Wars off because they're tired of it. Maybe there's a reason why people don't like it or it's not reviewed as highly, because the normies don't like it either, Cameron.
They love this. They love it that you're angry because it means clicks.
So I don't care. I love it too, because me being angry gets us a lot of money too, Cameron. So it's all good. So they're talking about this and they're going about, oh, here we go. On my best. And then we go down here about the spinning controversy. Oh, and the review bombing. Here we go. Leslie Headland's groundbreaking series has been review bombed relentlessly. Blah, 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 blah. The bad actors spreading them are clearly spinning controversy out of nothing. No one's watching this show, Cameron. But ironically, the website's running with the narrative that it's well received and loved by everyone happens to be the ValNet brands, which include Screen Rant, MovieWeb, Collider, which you're on, Cameron, CBR, and The Things, whatever that is. But today, CBR, we already see CBR is running with it. Some Star Wars fans, they'd be happy, and that's their loss. At the same time, the Collider with him, them, Cameron is running this article. So let's go through the talking points. The original Star Wars movies were a product of a different time. Cameron wouldn't know because Cameron wasn't fucking there. Talking about the original movies and how they had a narrow focus.
Oh God, the first sentence of the second paragraph. Hell no.
Go ahead and please read it because I'm so tired of hearing this. And I'm gonna learn, Cameron, when we're done. Go ahead.
George Lucas himself had to address this. Despite taking place in a galaxy far, far away from the filmmaking conventions of Earth, Star Wars original trilogy features a mostly white cast, female characters with largely unrealized potential, and no LGBTQ plus storylines depicted on screen.
But the normies don't really like that anyway.
While powerful female leaders like Mon Mothma, Carrie Fisher's iconic Princess Leia, I thought that the female characters had...
It's General Leia now. Oh, Cameron, you're going to get your ass kicked. It's General Leia, but I still say princess. But I'm saying the people that you're pandering to call her General Leia. Just FYI.
Her relationship with the Force and her father is glossed over in favor of her brother and Leia's infamous bikini scene.
Because you didn't even know that was his sister until basically Lucas decided about in the third movie. I mean, and it's bullshit that there wasn't a lot there. Oh, because you were saying Mon Mothma and that. Did you read the books, Cameron?
So they're talking, yeah. I mean, some of the most beloved expanded universe characters.
It's fodder for a generation of male fantasies.
Okay, so
I'm tired of this. But it's also fodder for a generation of women who wanted strong female characters to look up to. Cameron,
Princess Leia was ahead of the curve. She was ahead.
Yes, well, actually, not really. Back then, they kept on putting strong female characters on
Marion
TV.
From Indiana Jones.
It was yes. Yeah. I mean, we had Ripley,
Mindy from Mork and Mindy.
Yes, on TV, like Charlie's Angels. There was always like strong
70s into the 80s.
Yes,
with a lot
strong
of
women. But you wouldn't know that Wonder Woman. You wouldn't know that, Cameron, because you weren't fucking there. It doesn't fit your narrative, does it?
So here's no. And look, we did a video on this. The demographic for Star Wars, love it or hate it, is men over 30. That is the primary demographic for Star Wars.
By a significant margin, Cameron.
Yes.
I love this next part about, the original trilogy's premise still feels magical to watch and provided formative memories for many of the Star Wars owner fans, the ones you keep dissing, Cameron. Creating such an impact on viewers' minds that it may still consider the first three movies a definitive guide to the Star Wars experience. Because it was.
Those were George's movies.
Cameron.
He made the fucking
God,
thing.
this guy is, I'm sorry, them is a complete dumbass. Unfortunately, the mindset's reliance on the original trilogy's outdated aesthetics severely limits the understanding of what Star Wars story can be. Cameron, expand your mind. Go read the books. It was not limited at all. There was lots and lots of actual good Star Wars stories in the books, but they're not translating those to Disney Plus or on screen.
One of these days, in the very near future, Valnet is either going to have a fire sale, they're going to consolidate all their movie sites into one site and all their game sites into one site, or they're going to shut down completely. Hey, I can't wait. I think this is going to be fantastic.
So here we go. Modern Star Wars projects expanded on the universe. Here's the one thing about the Star Wars projects and the modern stuff. The stuff doesn't sell because back in the day, you wouldn't know, Cameron, you weren't there. They used to make sure for every movie that came out, even up to the prequels, that they would have amazing new worlds, amazing new machines, amazing new creatures, amazing new, great things, toyetic things that people loved. Constantly have new things. With the new Disney stuff, except for a couple of visuals, maybe in The Last Jedi, I think with like the little fox, the crystal foxes and stuff, most of it is not new. Most of it's not creative. And most of it's not, imaginative or engaging. Slapping LGBTQ on it and something does not make it good. I'm tired of this idea and this narrative. If you put lesbians in it, it's good now. If you say, oh, there's gay people in it, oh, now it's an A++. I'm tired of hearing that. It doesn't make it good. You need good characters and good story, and they may happen to be those things, and that's fine.
There's a reason that South Park made an entire movie about this very thing. And it did very, very well because this is what they do. Put a chick in it, make it lame, make it gay.
And the thing is, everything that's been coming out recently has not done well and is losing ground for every show because the normies aren't watching it either, Cameron.
No, they're not.
So here we go again. Oh, the peel and, about the different things. And here there's a little history lesson on supposedly Star Wars that he wasn't there for. Sorry, they weren't there for. Then they go on about the narrative of Disney's sequel trilogy aside, the movie's progressive decision to hire Daisy Ridley and John Boyega as Rey and Finn marked important first for the franchise leads. Yeah. And a lot of people are angry that John Boyega's Finn got robbed. And I'm sorry, Cameron. As a woman, I find Rey very Mary Sue. As a Star Wars fan and a woman, she was not a good character. I'm sorry. And then just even earned the Skywalker name. Yet these casting decisions also resulted in constant online harassment for both actors. And many detractors try to drag Star Wars to its less inclusive past, while many detractors are also trying to drag Star Wars into its current years when it sucks. Talking about you, Cameron.
God, I can't. Just the stupid.
Kelly
just the
Marie Tran.
stupid is coming through the screen.
Lesbian kiss, Kelly Marie Tran.
Who cares?
Did you know, Cameron, that it was Disney who removed stuff? You did know, Cameron, that it was Disney who shrunk Finn on the poster, right?
Yeah,
for China.
They did.
Because he was black. You do know that, right, Cameron? But no, it's the toxic Star Wars fans who wanted Finn to be a main character.
Yeah, they also put the Black Panther mask on Chadwick Boseman, so you didn't know the Black Panther movie had black people in it?
Right.
Trick people into going to see it. It's like, wait, it's like all black people. What happened?
Thankfully, the most recent installments of the Star Wars universe that have been dropping with each one, viewership, have built upon the franchise's contemporary legacy of including more representation in the age of digital hate. The lesbians, relationship in Andor. People don't complain about that, though. You're like, oh, it's because they hate LGBTQ. I haven't heard anybody complain about that. Have you heard anybody complain about that?
I didn't even know there were lesbians in Andor because nobody talked about Andor. See, like I said, the only time they talk about Star Wars is when people online are mad about Star Wars, so they can siphon off of that.
Oh, here are the bigoted campaigns against Moses Ingram.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
There wasn't a bigoted campaign against Moses Ingram. There was a couple dumbasses made comments. Same with Kelly Marie Tran. And then because of that, everybody got, painted with the broad brush, Cameron. I wouldn't expect you to get nuance, though. You don't seem old enough to understand.
I think Cameron just graduated from school like this year and got a job writing articles for $3 for Valnet.
The Star Wars, The Acolyte proves that Star Wars online hate isn't going away anytime soon. Here's the thing with hate. Hate isn't just a one-sided thing. Okay? The problem is, people like you, Cameron, love all this stuff, even if it's dog shit, because it's wrapped in a ribbon or a rainbow bow. So you think that means you have to like it, all right? And you're allowed to like it. Like I've always said, people are allowed to like things. There are a lot of times people like something and I don't like it, I don't agree, and I scroll by. Or they have an opinion that I don't agree with, I scroll right by, which is a total valid thing, by the way. And I just leave them alone because they're allowed to like the things that they like, and they're not harassing anyone. So there's no problem. No. The problem is when people like you, Cameron, try to make it your mission. I got a warm seat. I just got it this year. I'm going to use it as my pulpit, and I'm going to preach the virtues of virtue and inclusion and all that shit. And you're going to sit there and I'm going to learn you all. And I'm going to spread hate and say it's in the name of, acceptance. But it's not, because you can't accept that some people don't like it. Those people's criticisms are invalid, but your criticisms are totally of those people that you weren't even around for when most of these people were around to understand where they're coming from. Yours is valid, but theirs is invalid. That's the problem, Cameron. Okay. You're allowed to like it, but I'm not allowed to not like it.
Cameron, can I give you some fatherly advice? There's better money to be made and more of a future in doing DoorDash than there is working for a Valnet clickbait site. Think about it. Just saying.
Yeah. I go on and on. Charmino Bay Chinoy.
Oh, God.
Kathleen Kennedy.
I don't even like it used to make me mad, and then I realized it's all a game, isn't it? It's all a fucking game.
Here we go. Wait. The last paragraph. Sorry, this video is long. But we're not getting videos tomorrow, so it doesn't matter. This delicate balance between creating Star Wars content and maneuvering around its most toxic elements highlights one of the most difficult struggles facing the franchise today. The most vocal viewers of the franchise wield the power of the internet in order to push a bigoted agenda. There it is. That originates from prejudice of an earlier time, while mainstream Star Wars content has grown to produce meaningful narratives. To you, but not to most of the people that are the fans, because the viewership is dropping off a cliff.
Why do they always do this? Why do they always want to take a pre-existing franchise, push out the original creators and the original fans, and then be like, hey, I made this. Now it's all, we've seen it time and time again. Star Wars, Dungeons and Dragons.
Wait, it gets better.
Star Trek. Okay.
It gets better. Now, after all this article, opinions about Star Wars have grown so loud because both sides are vying for a rhetorical victory. But at the end of the day, these controversies are necessary. You just got done making a whole article about how they're necessary and shitting on people. You just got done calling them all bigots. Cameron? But now both sides are yeah, you're one of the sides, Cameron, so you're guilty. There you go. True fans.
True.
Like
oh
Cameron,
my God.
like Cameron. Understand that Star Wars universe is a sci-fi wonderland where anything can happen, and anyone belongs. Anyone belongs,
except us.
Except for anybody who's been a fan for years. Oh, get this. The future looks bright for those who have already opened up their minds to the compassion that all audience members should have learned a long time ago. Cameron, you little bitch, I have been taking shit from little shits like you since The Force Awakens came out. Like, I'm tired. Pull your fucking head out of your asshole and stop. You're like sitting there running this whole stupid article about people like me. You're gonna tell a woman about what she should think and how, you know, you're all a bunch of bigots, you're all terrible, you all let me like my show. How dare you? Then you have the balls, or not balls, I'm not gonna assume because you're they, them, to tell people that everybody needs to get along and both sides are trying to vie for victory as you do that for the entire article and how it's all wrong. But true fans like you understand how this should be, and we all should get along. Basically, anybody who doesn't like it should shut the fuck up so Cameron feels better.
DoorDash, Cameron, think about it.
I'm done. There's my fireworks for you, Cameron. Boom, boom, bam, bam, bitch, bye. Happy 4th, Cameron.
Oh my God, I want that on a shirt. Boom, boom,
I have freedom of speech,
bitch.
Cameron.
Bye-bye.
You ready?
Yeah, we're done. We're done. We're wrapping this up. I'm so
Grand finale.
fucking tired of all this.
Yes. And then spends the whole article being a little bitch, complaining about people that don't like what they like, and then turn around and saying, but both sides are doing it after they just did it the entire time.
Piss off.
Here's my, basically piss off. That's what I have to say about your compassion and open-mindedness, Cameron. Because for everything you're accusing us of, you're doing the exact same thing. You are the same coin, different side.
All right, we're wrapping it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.